Hello folks and welcome to Paddock Pass. Now as you can see, a bit of a different destination today from yesterday. We were in London yesterday for the launch of Renault. Today though it is cold, it is wet, it is dreary and grey, which means just one thing. Welcome to Silverstone. We are here for the launch of the latest car in this week of F1 team launches for a team based just over the road there. It is Force India's time to show the world their challenger for the 2017 Formula 1 season. It will be their 10th Formula 1 car. The launch of the VJM10 is just around the corner.
Around that corner?
Yeah, just around there.
It is time to reveal the Sahara Force India Challenger for 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, the VJM10. There she is, ladies and gentlemen, the VJM10, the Challenger for 2017.
And Force India, of course, entered the 2017 Formula 1 season very much with a target on their backs after an incredible 2016 in which they came fourth in the Constructors' Championship. Pound for pound, you've got to say they're one of the strongest teams in Formula 1 in terms of the way that they spend their money and gain back from that competitiveness. And it caused Cyril Abiteboul yesterday at the Renault launch to say that he believes in this era, with the new regulations and the need for the big factory teams to keep spending money to improve their competitiveness, that a team like Force India wouldn't be able to compete. He said there will be a financial arms race Force India won't be able to keep up. Today with the launch, team boss here at Force India, Vijay Mallya, said it's not about the size of your armoury, it's about the quality of your weaponry. And with that in mind, here is the team's weapon, I guess you say this year, the VJM10. Now, as with all the cars, there are three major points at which we need to look at in terms of levels of interest and design concepts for this season. The first is the front wing and the nose. Then we go back to the barge boards and the turning vanes and the floor, particularly the front edge of the floor, then going back to the shark fin at the back. If we start though on that front wing here on the Force India, it's incredibly pointed, almost like an arrow, and you'll notice very different to both the Renault and the Sauber that we've seen already, a trident on the nose profile right at the front. Then the angle, the sheer sort of drop from the very high bulkhead all the way down to the front there. It's incredibly steep on that nose. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but again, a completely designed philosophy from the point of the bulkhead to the tip of the nose and that front wing. As we go back, the barge boards, seemingly smaller, lower in profile than we've seen so far from Sauber and Renault, and behind that then the turning vanes as well. Only a mid-sized turning vane attaching itself halfway down the side pod. Hidden behind that barge board right at the bottom, incredible sculpting as well around the front side of the floor. As we go towards the back of the car, quite a rudimental looking shark fin on the back, nowhere near as sort of complex and sculpted and beautiful as we've seen on the other cars, and then what we've become used to, very low, very wide angled rear wing. So again, we are three cars down, and we're 3 for 3 in terms of completely different design philosophies around the Formula 1 cars that we've seen so far. Looking at the immediate reaction online, some people saying it's not perhaps the prettiest car in the world. Some people saying it looks like the team has focused so much on the point from the nose really to the front of the side pods and then almost sort of forgotten about the rear. Will this car be able to keep Force India in fourth place in the Constructors' Championship? Will it see them drop back? Only time will tell, but the two guys charged with taking this thing around the tracks and trying to wrestle some more podiums out of it, Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon. Checo, here we are. Car's been launched. What do you think of it?
It just looks amazing, you know. It's the first time that I get so excited looking at a car, and for the first time, and just can't wait to drive it, you know. It's I think we have to adapt to a new driving style. We have to see how demanding physically will be. So yeah, it will be a big challenge for us.
Last time cars looked like this, you were in GP2, so it's been a while.
It's been a big while since I had an aggressive car, you know, with big tires, big rear wings, and the detail that this car has makes me feel quite confident going into the season.
It's going to be tough though, isn't it? I mean, last year was so incredible, the team finishing fourth, podiums which have always seemed to come your way with this team. Can you possibly hope to do that again in 2017?
Certainly, I think we have plenty of reasons to be optimists and to have plenty of hope, and I really hope that I can improve what I did last year with the team, you know, and that will be a massive challenge.
training over the winter? How hard has it been?
It's been really hard, very demanding, and nice. I enjoy it.
Well, you've got a new teammate as well this year. Esteban, thanks for coming in. Just been talking a little bit about training. Your neck's almost wider than your head now. There's a lot of work that's gone on, hasn't there?
Yeah, it's been crazy hard really. I've been putting so much effort into my training. It's been 2 months. I haven't stopped really. And now it's been the hardest training I ever had. But you don't know what to expect with those cars. You don't know if they are going to be so hard physically or just a little bit. So I'm ready in any conditions.
How's it going to work between you two? Because with only 9 races under your belt, are you here to help to teach him, or are you here to try and take it to Checo from the off?
Well, I don't think that he's a schoolboy or something like that. I think he has plenty of experience. He's a fast driver, and the team rating is really high. I haven't seen any of his data. I don't know much about him as a driver. I certainly like him as a person. I think we will work really, really good together, and we will be pushing each other hard. I expect him to give me a hard time. I will try to do the same, and it's just in the benefit of the team. So yeah, I've had the same teammate for the last 3 years. So now having a new person next to me always helps, and you can learn new things.
Checo, I'll let you get on and we'll carry on with Esteban. So what are your objectives in terms of being with the team this year, in terms of how you compete with Checo?
My objective are definitely to learn at first and the test a lot from the team. They have a lot of information to give me. And then I want to learn also from Checo. He's a great driver. What he has achieved with the team is very impressive. And I want to see how he works with the team and how they speak together and how they understand each other. It will be very important to look at what they do. And then I want to be straight away in the pace in Australia and improve from there on. And I think if I can achieve this, it will be a good year.
What does it feel like to know that car behind you, that's yours? Like for the first time in your career, you've got a Formula One car that is all yours. Yeah, what does that feel like?
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's a kid dream coming true. Last year I had a taste of it already, and now I can have the full preparation. I can, be with the team, do my stuff, my training, and then come back with the team, and they welcome me each time I want to come. So it's very different and very nice as well, and they welcome me so well that I can only be happy to work with this team now.
How much simulator work have you been doing over the winter, and how different is that driving style required with these cars?
A lot of the simulator, as much as the team wanted me to drive. Basically, I think I did maybe 7 or 8 simulator session, and driving style is more like mine, I would say, because the car has more grip. Obviously, it's more like a Formula 3 car, like back in the days when I was driving in 2014. Before there was too much power compared to the grip there was, and now it's a bit the opposite. So a bit like the time where it was 2011, 2012, when you had a lot of grip and not so much power, and I prefer that.
You think you'll see the checkered flag in Australia? Lots of people are saying it's going to be a really physical one.
I will, for sure. I will not stop. If I'm not ready with all the physical training I did now, I don't know what I can do more, to be honest.
What are your objectives for this season? Because do you consider this to be your rookie year? Because you only had half a season last season.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been rookie many times, and I don't think I'm a rookie anymore because I've been coming in as a rookie all the time, and now I want to stop that a bit. And now I think I have enough experience from all the categories I did before to learn quick and be there on the pace.
So have you set yourself objectives, or are you just literally going to take it as it comes?
I mean, we don't know how the car will perform compared to the other one. We don't know what the other one did. But yeah, it would be nice to score points each race and do some podiums if possible. But that's my personal target.
Nice to hear from both of the drivers then, both of them at the same time, which was unexpected. Big questions, of course, this year. How will Sergio Perez, whose driving style so suited that last era of looking after your tyres, will that translate to these new, more physical cars and looking after the tyres? And interesting what Esteban Ocon was saying about how whereas in the last generation it was all about having more power than grip. Now there's more grip than power, more like a Formula 3 car, more like the kind of car that he, and I guess someone like Max Verstappen, has been used to in their recent history. So how's that going to affect driving style and the way in which the drivers relate to it? It's going to be fascinating to see. Anyway, from the drivers now to team personnel, someone very familiar to our American audience, Otmar Safnauer, Chief Operating Officer at Force India F1 team. Otmar, 2016 was an amazing season for Force India. How can you hope to keep that level of achievement into 2017?
Well, the only way to hope to keep it was, and we knew this last year, was to start the development of the 2017 car early. We don't have the resources to do parallel development as some of the teams do. I think we have half the staff of some of our competitors, especially those in the top three. So we made a conscious decision last year to start the development of this car in May, which is earlier than we normally would, and hopefully that means we're on a different part of the learning curve, and we'll be able to compete straight away out of the box.
You've always been very good at making the money that you have work for you, as it seemed. Comments at yesterday's Renault launch from Cyril Abiteboul that teams like Force India won't be able to compete, won't be able to keep up with what he called financial arms race that would beset the sport from 2017. How do you respond to that?
Well, I mean, we recognize that too, and because we recognize, our limitations, we work to make sure that we minimize those. And I think we've done that, like I said, by starting early. And we've done good development work, quick development work, and we've put some money away so we can develop throughout the season, because we know our competitors are going to be doing that. So it's those types of things you have to do and decisions you have to make, and we'll see how we go on track.
How hopeful are you of the drivers this season, competing and achieving? I mean, podiums. You've had them over the last couple of years. Do you think you'll be able to fight for them again?
Well, yeah, we hope that's the case. It'll be dependent upon how competitive the car is. Sergio's had a few podiums with us. He's coming back. He'll be as strong as ever, and probably a bit quicker too. And Esteban is still a bit of an unknown, but I think we know more about Esteban than maybe any other Formula One team. Maybe not Manor, but I'm not sure they're going to be racing. So he's tested with us a lot. We think he's got the potential, and it's just a matter of getting him up to speed as quickly as we can.
We've now seen 3 Formula One cars for real launched, 3 very different looking Formula One cars. Has it interested you, the differences in what we've seen?
Absolutely. When you have big rule changes like we've had, everybody comes up with their own specific solutions, and we kind of work in a vacuum. We don't want anyone else to know what we're doing, so we try to keep it from everybody else. So yeah, when everybody's revealing or unveiling their cars, it's definitely interesting to see their solutions. And it's not to say that ours is better than somebody else's. I know everyone's got good people, so we naturally have to look at everyone else's solutions and see if they've done some things better than we have, and we'll be fast to follow them if that's the case.
What's the objectives for the year? What would be a good season for Force India?
A good or great season for Force India is to repeat what we've done last year. It's going to be harder this year because it does take a lot of resource, like Cyril has said, mainly because of the rule change, the huge rule change that we have. So if we can repeat what we did last year and start off like we finished last year, that'd be great.
So that's it from the launch of the VJM10, and yes, we find ourselves outside. Thanks for that, Jason. Not that I'm cold, and not that we're now getting raindrops on the lens. That's why we have producers. Congratulations, mate. Anyway, good level of confidence up there. Of course, we won't know anything until testing actually begins as to the overall level of competitiveness, but certainly some positive people upstairs. Now, yesterday we spoke about Sauber briefly, and just talking to Esteban Ocon now is reminded, of course, of his teammate last year, Pascal Wehrlein. Wehrlein has come out in the last few days, signed for Sauber for the 2017 season. He will not be taking part in Test 1. He picked up we're not sure if it's a neck injury or a back injury in the Race of Champions when he flipped the car that he was racing, but it's put him out of Test 1. The big question for me is, will he be fit in time for Test 2? Because it's only 4 days later. That's not a lot of time to recover from that injury. And if he doesn't take part in either pre-season test session, will he be suitably prepared for the opening race in Australia? Indeed, if he's not ready to test now, with all of the work, with all of the time in the gym that these guys have had to do for the more physical nature of the cars in 2017, will Wehrlein actually be able to wrestle these cars in 2017? Is he ready? Some big question marks over Wehrlein and whether or not he'll be taking part in the opening races of the season for Sauber, let alone the tests. If he doesn't race, we expect to see Antonio Giovinazzi, who raced so well in GP2 last season. He's a Ferrari junior. We expect to see him step up into the role. Anyway, we wish Pascal well. It's a tongue twister. And we hope to see him testing and certainly in Australia. Anyway, for now, that's it from Force India, as I said. But tomorrow is the big one. The reigning world champions, Mercedes-AMG Petronas, launch their 2017 Challenger, and it will be done just up there. You may be able to see the truck over my shoulder releasing the car. There's a chance it may even run on track tomorrow, so we may get our first on-track action of 2017 and see just what these things look like in anger. It's going to be a fascinating day. Can't wait to see what Mercedes have got up their sleeves. Will it look anything like the 3 cars we've seen so far? Because, as we've said, 3 for 3 so far, completely different design concepts. We'll see you tomorrow back here at an utterly miserable Silverstone.